When you hear a show tune from the great white way, does a shiver run through ya? Well, we're giving them to ya. Sing hallelujah and shout hooray. Come on along and listen to Broadway to Main Street. USA.
Ask me how do I feel, ask me now that we're cozy and clinging. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a bell, I'd be ringing. From the moment we kiss tonight, that's the way I've just got to behave. Boy, if I were a lamp, I'd light, or if I were a banner, I'd wave. Ask me how do I feel, little me with my quiet upbringing. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a gate, I'd be swinging. And if I were a watch, I'd start popping my spring. Or if I were a bell, I'd go ding dong, ding dong, ding. Ask me how do I feel from this chemistry lesson I'm learning. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a bridge, I'd be burning. Yes, I knew my morale would crack from the wonderful way that you looked. Boy, if I were a duck, I'd quack. Or if I were a goose, I'd be cooked. Ask me how do I feel, ask me now that we're fondly caressing. Pal, if I were a salad, I know I'd be splashing my dressing. Or if I were a season, I'd surely be spring. Or if I were a bell, I'd go ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Well, if any singer rings my chimes, it is the one, the only, Carmen McRae. Wow, doesn't she do a great job on that Frank Loesser tune from Guys and Dolls? Hello, this is Larry Maslon, your host for Broadway to Main Street, here at WLIW, our new call number, and we're not in the hamlet of Southampton. I am recording from the laundry room of my guest room. Yes, that's what we're doing today on Broadway to Main Street in these socially distanced times. Well, a lot has gone on, to say the least, in the last couple of weeks, and we missed a significant event, which is Carmen McRae's centenary. Or did we? Or has it not happened yet? What am I talking about? Carmen McRae, one of the great American jazz singers, was born on April 8th, either in 1918 or 1920 or 1922. Not even the great jazz scholar Will Friedwald seems to know for sure, but we think it might as well be 2020. Why not? And why don't we celebrate 100 years of one of the most incomparable jazz singers who brought me so much joy. We play her quite often, but never really often enough. She grew up a little bit later than many of her contemporaries in terms of being a professional. Ella Fitzgerald and Sarah Vaughan. She was in their age range, I guess, but didn't really debut as a great singer until the mid-1950s, when they had already blazed such trails, as had, of course, Billie Holiday, who was Carmen McRae's great idol and at least aesthetic mentor, if not practical mentor. She was a jazz pianist. She lived in Chicago for a while. She did a lot of club dates, playing piano herself, and was married to a jazz instrumentalist named Kenny Clarke, and just took a while for her to get noticed. And she was finally noticed in the mid-1950s and signed by Milt Gabler to Decca. So let us hear one of her earliest recordings. It's a great Kurt Weill tune called Speak Low from her Torchy album, and boy, is she ever torchy.
Speak low, summer day withers away. Too soon, too soon. Speak low when you speak low. Our moment is swift, like ships adrift. We're swept apart too soon. Speak low, darling, speak low. Love is a spark lost in the dark. Too soon, too soon. I feel wherever I go that tomorrow is near, tomorrow is here, and always too soon. Time is so old and love so brief. Love is pure gold and time a thief. We're late, darling, we're late. The curtain descends, everything ends too soon, too soon. I wait, darling, I wait. Will you speak low to me, speak love to me, and soon. Time is so old and love so brief. Love is pure gold and time a thief. We're late, darling, we're late. The curtain descends, everything ends too soon, too soon. I wait, darling, I wait. Will you speak low to me? Speak love to me, and
A great Kurt Weill Ogden Nash tune from One Touch of Venus. Billie Holiday had sung that song earlier, and you could see Carmen McRae sort of gradually moving out of Billie Holiday's shadow. Well, when Carmen McRae was recording for Decca, I think between 55 and 59, they teamed her up with, we all know, my favorite singer of all time, Sammy Davis Jr., for 2 albums, which are still remarkable and still timeless. One album was of songs from Porgy and Bess, which Davis was about to play Sportin' Life in the movie. And the other is just a series of great songs from the Broadway canon. But let us hear 2 amazing songs, first with Carmen McRae solo, and then an amazing duet with Sammy Davis Jr., which is as dramatic and as forceful and as moving of any rendition of this song I've ever heard.
and you'll take to the sky. But till that morning, there's a nothing can harm you. With Daddy and Mommy standing by, with Daddy and Mommy standing by.
You ain't got nothing to be afraid of. I ain't gonna try to keep no woman that don't want to stay. If you wants to go to Crown, well, that's for you to say.
I want to stay here, but I ain't worthy. You are too decent to understand. For when I see him, he hypnotizes me. When he takes hold of me with his hot hands. Someday I know he's coming back to call me. He's gonna handle me and hold me so. It's gonna be like dying, Porgy, deep inside me. But when he calls, I know I have to go.
But if there weren't no Crown, Bess, if there was just only you and Porgy, what then?
I love you, Porgy. Don't let him take me. Don't let him handle me and drive me mad. If you can keep me, I want to stay here with you forever, and I'd be glad.
There, Bess, you don't need to be afraid no more. You picked up happiness and laid your worries down. You're gonna live easy, you're gonna live high. You're gonna outshine every woman in this town. And remember, when Crown comes, that's my business. Bess,
I love you, Porgy.
what you think I is anyway? To
Don't let him
another
take
fella
me.
steal my woman.
Don't let him handle
If you wants to stay with Porgy, you gon' stay.
with his hot
You
hand.
got a home now, honey, you got love.
If you can keep
So
me,
no more crying, can't you understand?
I want to
You're
stay
gonna
here
go about your business singing.
with you forever.
'Cause you got Porgy. You got your
Wow. An amazing duet from that great, great Gershwin show, Porgy and Bess. Let's turn to Ira Gershwin, who did work with other composers. Here's a song he wrote with Vernon Duke for the Ziegfeld Follies of 1936, and Carmen McRae just kind of aces it. I mean, when you hear Carmen McRae, you hear this sharp sort of alto voice. It sounds like kind of like burnished mahogany to me, but you also hear someone who understands the lyrics and renders them with such irony and specificity. It makes every song come alive. Here's I Can't Get Started, music by Vernon Duke.
I've flown around the world in a plane. I've settled revolutions in Spain. The North Pole I have charted, but can't get started with you. Down on the golf course, I'm under par, and all the movies want me to star. I've got a house, a show place, still I get no place with you. You're so supreme. The lyrics I write of you scheme just for the sight of you. Dream both day and night of you. Till what good does it do? I've been consulted by Franklin D. And Frank Sinatra had me to tea. Still I'm broken-hearted, 'cause I can't get started with you. When first we met, how you elated me, pet. You devastated me, yet how you've deflated me, till you're my Waterloo. When J.P. Morgan bows, I just nod. Green pastures wanted me to play God. The Siamese twins I've parted, but I can't get started with you. River, it likes to flow. Eagle, it likes to fly. Eagle, it likes to feel its wings against the sky. Possum, it likes to run. Ivy, it likes to climb. Bird in the tree and bumblebee want freedom in autumn or summertime. Ever since that day when the world was an onion, 'twas natural for the spirit to soar and play the way the Lord wanted it, free as the sun is free. That's how it's got to be. Whatever is right for bumblebee and river and eagle is right for me. We got to be free, the eagle and me. Truly, river, it likes to flow. Eagle, it likes to fly. Eagle, it likes to feel its wings against the sky. Possum, it likes to run. Ivy, it likes to climb. Bird in the tree and bumblebee want freedom in autumn or summertime. Ever since that day when the world was an onion, 'twas natural for the spirit to soar and play the way the Lord wanted it, free as the sun is free, and that's how it's got to be. Whatever is right for bumblebee and river and eagle is right for me. We got to be free, the eagle and me, 'cause we've got to be free. Eagle and me, we've got to be free, the eagle and me.
Now that was a very special song. It was from Bloomer Girl, 1945. I think that's right, 44 or 45. Yip Harburg and Harold Arlen, and that was sung by a black character in that show, and she turns it into something so jaunty and fun. And one of the great things about Carmen McRae is she was recording in that sweet spot from the mid-50s into the early 60s where all the great singers grabbed these great Broadway songs, and her taste was as good, if not better than most. I mean, along with, say, Sarah Vaughan and Ella, she picked these great songs from the Broadway canon, which would frankly have disappeared if she had not recorded them years after their Broadway debut. Well, she did something rather extraordinary. She did an album called Mad About the Man, and if you know your musical theater history, you know the man she's referring to is Noel Coward, not Sir Noel Coward at the time. And it was amazing for a jazz singer, an African-American jazz singer, to devote a whole album to Noel Coward songs, but she makes them sing and ping and do everything that they should do. Here's one of his corniest songs, frankly. It's from an operetta, but she makes it sound so magical and so interesting. Zagaina by Noel Coward.
Once upon a time, many years ago, lived a fair princess, hating to confess loneliness was torturing her so. Then a gypsy came, called to her by name, wooed her with a song, sensuous and strong. All the summer long her passion seemed to tremble like a living frame. Play to me beneath the summer moon, Zigeuner, Zigeuner, Zigeuner. All I ask of life is just to listen to the songs that you sing. My spirit like a bird on the wing, your melodies adoring, soaring. Call to me with some barbaric tune, Zigeuner, Zigeuner, Zigeuner. Now you hold me in your power, play to me for just an hour, Zigeuner.
We're listening to Carmen McRae today in what may or may not be her centenary year. No one seems to know. And I want to thank our friend Eric Comstock for bringing this to my attention, that we should be celebrating Carmen McRae, long overdue, on Broadway to Main Street. And she was bringing Broadway to Main Street in the mid to late 1950s, when a show called The Most Happy Fella was playing on Broadway. Great Frank Loesser score, maybe his masterpiece. And here she is with Sammy Davis Jr. on this great album called Boy Meets Girl. For me, it is a desert island disc. And then we'll segue into a medley of even more songs from The Most Happy Fella, because what could be better than that score for listeners here on Broadway to Main Street? Here's Carmen McRae.
I wonder who that fine chick is standing on. Hey, that's Carmen McRae. I better go over there and pick up on what she's putting down. Hey, Carmen.
Hey, Sam, how are you?
You sure look cool standing there on the corner. Sure look fine as wine. Come on, we'll go over to Bird and I will pick up on some cool jazz.
Cool?
Yeah.
Fine as wine?
Yeah.
Oh, Sam.
What's wrong?
When you meet somebody for the first time, there are special things you're supposed to say, which you may not mean, but they sound polite as can be. Would you like to learn them?
Yeah, I've got them all ears.
Well, then repeat after me. Happy to make your acquaintance.
Oh, that's the squarest thing I've heard in 6 months.
Thank you so much. I feel fine.
You mean you're feeling groovy, Carmen?
Happy to make your acquaintance.
Acquaintance?
And let me say the pleasure is mine.
You mean you dig making the scene?
How do you do? Pleased to know you.
Oh, that sounds too square, baby.
And though my English is poor,
You sound like one of them rock and roll cats.
happy to make your acquaintance. Now won't you please say likewise?
You mean like I'm hip?
No, likewise.
You mean like I dig what you're saying?
No, likewise.
Oh, likewise.
I'm sure.
Well, if that's the kind of square cat you want to keep company with you, I'll come on that way if you insist. Happy to make your acquaintance.
Oh, that's beautiful, Sam. Beautiful.
Thank you so much. I feel fine.
That's the way to pronounce it. Exactly the way.
Happy to make your acquaintance. And let me say the pleasure is mine.
Such eloquence. Beautiful.
How do you do? Pleased to know you. Am I too much?
Oh, too much.
And though my English is poor,
Not poor by any means. Rich.
happy to make your acquaintance. Now won't you please say likewise?
Oh, you're roaring, Sam.
Oh no, likewise.
Oh, that's a gas,
It's
Sammy.
rubbed off likewise. I'm sure.
Don't cry. Don't cry. Come on back in the house and don't cry. Come on back in the house and get out from under that old Don't weep, don't you weep. Come on back in the house, little sheep. Come on back in the house for a smile of welcome and go to sleep. Guess I know how you feel. It's that wild runaway feeling in your heart when you've had the wrong dream and you wake with a start. Well, don't cry, don't you cry. Come on back in the house and don't cry, 'cause I, like everybody that I've ever met, I never met anybody that got me upset. No chip on my shoulder, no hate in my heart or green in my eye. And as I get older, I find that more and more I like everybody. That's my kind of fun. And though I strike everybody as chump number one, no robber can rob this good-natured slob of her private sky of blue. I like everybody, and extra specially, I'm warm all over. Warm all over. Every time you smile, you get me warm all over. Sometimes I feel kind of out in the cold, but then I touch your hand and I'm home again, and warm all over, warm all over. Gone are all the clouds that used to swarm all over. Please always let me keep feeling the way I do. So warm all over with a tender love for you.
Well, if any singer makes me feel warm all over, it's Carmen McRae, who we're celebrating today. One of the things that starts to happen in the 60s and 70s is she has a slightly different career trajectory from some of her peers. She never made a movie. She did some TV variety stuff, not a lot. She played a lot of club dates and became more of a looser, funkier, raspier, deeper jazz singer. I think she really came into her own in a very different way in the 60s and 70s. Here is a double header of Irving Berlin songs from As Thousands Cheer, that 1933 review. She tackles the first one very early in her career and plays the piano, but you can hear later, I think in the mid-70s with Cal Tjader, she gets a lot looser, and we're starting to hear the evolution of the great Carmen McRae's voice. 2 songs from As Thousands Cheer.
Supper time, I should set the table 'cause it's supper time. Somehow I'm not able 'cause that man of mine ain't coming home no more. Supper time, kids will soon be yelling for their supper time. All I keep from telling that man of mine ain't coming home no more. All I keep explaining when they ask me where he's gone. All I keep from crying when I bring their supper on. How can I remind them to pray at their humble board? How can I be thankful when they start to thank the Lord? Lord, supper time. Got to set the table 'cause it's supper time. Somehow I'm not able 'cause that man of mine ain't coming home no more.
We're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. The temperature's rising, it isn't surprising. She certainly can. She started the heat wave by letting her seat wave. Such a way that the customers say that she certainly can. Gee, her anatomy made the mercury jump to 93. Yes, sir, we're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. The way that she moves, that thermometer proves that she certainly can. jump to 93. Yes, ma'am, we're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. The way that she moves that thermometer proves that she certainly can. The way that she moves that thermometer proves that she certainly can. The way that she moves that thermometer proves she certainly can.
A lot like singers such as, say, Nancy Wilson and Sarah Vaughan, maybe less so. Ella Fitzgerald, she did keep singing songs from the Broadway playbook into the 60s and 70s. So here's an Anthony Newley tune associated with Tony Bennett and Sammy Davis, but she sure makes it her own. Here's a Carmen McRae singing a great Tony Newley tune.
Who can I turn to when nobody needs me? My heart wants to know, and so I must go where destiny leads me. With no star to guide me, beside me, I'll go on my way, and after the day the darkness will hide me. And maybe tomorrow I'll find what I'm after. I'll throw off my sorrow, beg, steal, or borrow my share of laughter. With you, I could learn to. With you on a new day. Turn to if you turn away. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I'm after.
Well, any jazz singer, certainly any jazz songbird worth her salt, has to eventually grapple with Rodgers and Hart. And that really is the, what would I say, the dividing line. It's what separates the greats from the not-so-greats. Here she, again, just knocks two things out of the ballpark for me. Here's a song from Too Many Girls. I think it's our legendary Broadway archivist Bob Kimball's favorite song, and she starts to swing in such a great way. It's like you never heard this song before, but you'll get to hear this song now. I Didn't Know What Time It Was, sung by Carmen McRae.
I didn't know what time it was. Then I met you. Oh, what a lovely time it was. How sublime it was too. I didn't know what day it was. You held my hand warm like the month of May it was. And I'll say it was grand, grand to be alive, to be young and mad and yours alone. Grand to see your face, feel your touch, hear your voice say I'm on your own. I didn't know what year it was. Life was no prize. I wanted love and here it was shining out of your eyes. I'm wise, I know what time it is now. Chop do ya da da. Chop we ba bo 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 da. Bo bet do 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 de da 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 do be do be. I didn't know what day it was. You held my hand and warm like the month of May it was. And I'll say it was grand to be alive, young, mad, yours alone. So grand to see your face, feel your touch, hear your voice say I'm all your own. I did not know what year it was. Love was no prize. Hey, I wanted love and there it was shining out of your eyes. I'm wise, 'cause I know what time it is now. I'm wise, 'cause I know what time it is now. So very, 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 very wise, I know what time it is. I'm wise, over with, so very, very wise. Shoot for diddly I die with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what time it is now. You heard me. I said I'm wise, 'cause I know what time it is now. Woo, woo, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. He was too good to me. How can I get along now? So close he stood to me. Everything seems all wrong now. He would have brought me the sun, making me smile. That was his fun. When I was mean to him, he'd never say, go away now. I was a queen to him. Who's going to make me gay now? It's only natural. I'm blue. He
good to be true. I was a queen to him. Who's going to make me gay now? It's only natural. I'm blue. He was too good to be true.
Another classic Rodgers and Hart tune. This one cut from the show Simple Simon, rendered in such a moving way by Carmen McRae. I've so enjoyed playing her songs for you today. There are just so many of them. I had to cut the playlist. I'm sure we'll come back to Carmen McRae and her really unique, special, moving, funny way of looking at the Broadway songbook. This is Larry Maslin, of course, for Broadway to Main Street. We are recording as we are doing now with some under extraordinary circumstances. But as I said, as long as I have an iPhone and I can breathe and I have the great music of Broadway, we'll try to deliver a new show for you every week. Last summer, I think I devoted an hour to No Strings. This was Richard Rodgers' show where he wrote the music and lyrics pretty soon after the death of Oscar Hammerstein. It's a strange show. Some of the lyrics make no sense to me. The music is utterly fantastic. And here is Carmen McRae to sing a song from it with such ebullience and such giggliness and such silliness that she makes some of the disjointed lyrics in the song make perfect sense to me. And I hope you had a perfect hour with a perfect singer, Carmen McRae. Thanks very much, and I am sending you, via Carmen McRae, loads of lovely love.
Never have been handed much. I never have demanded much. I just want money, a nice position, and loads of lovely love. I never have expected much. I never have rejected much. I want my dinner, some conversation, and loads of love. The dumb ones go for quantity. The smart ones go for quality. I've got the answer now. It's not how much, it's how I do not go for bliss, I guess. It all boils down to this, I guess. I just want money and then some money and loads of lovely love.
get that love. Now a bud appears and then it's May. But first things first, I always say, the horse precedes the cart. It isn't heft, it's hard. I do not go for bliss, I guess. It all boils down to this, I guess. I just want money. I said that I must have money. And loads and loads and loads of lovely love and money.
Well, where is the time all gone to? This is Larry Maslon here at Broadway to Main Street. Let's catch up next Sunday at 3.
There's so much more embracing still to be done, but time is